Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the CanadianGameDevs.com podcast, episode number 149. This is a weekly show covering all the games made in Canada and the people who create them. My name's Steven, spelled with a PH and an A. So you'd think, Steve, it was pronounced Stephan, but it's not. It's indeed pronounced Steven. And of course, joining me, the other main dude behind CanadianGameDevs.com is Steven, but we say Steve. Steve, it's week 10 of self-isolation? No, 12?
No, it's got to be more than that.
It's past that?
It was March. It was mid-March, wasn't it?
Mid-March. It was the first week was when Animal Crossing came out. So that's 8, 12, oh my god, 16, 17, 18. This would be week 18 of me for working from home.
Yeah, so I think 19 for me or 17. I forget if I was 1 week before or after you. But
holy moly, dude.
It's been a while.
Oh, man.
Aren't you Nova Scotia is doing pretty well though. Like you had have you had another case? Like I think
we did
week?
This past week. We got an active case. Somebody came out of province. The out of province, I would say, hate. I would say not hate. Hate's too strong. There was a news story this week that a bunch of cars with out of province license plates and PEI were all getting like keyed and stuff. And anyone who has like Ontario or US plates is park your car somewhere not public because you are bringing COVID into the province and people are upset about it.
And people are like keying the cars and stuff.
Yeah, that was in PEI. I haven't heard any in Halifax yet, but yeah,
PEI should be really easy. You could just lock the bridge.
It's a bridge.
Yeah,
you'd think so, but I don't know.
Is there any ferries that go to that island? I thought it was just a bridge. Like, I mean, it's not a big island. You could drive across it in like 2 hours, can't you?
I think it's just a ferry. It's like a 45-minute drive, I think.
Like if the zombie apocalypse is happening, I would be pretty goddamn happy if I lived on PEI.
Until you run out of stuff.
Well, I mean, don't they grow? They grow decent amount of stuff. They got fish. I feel like you could last pretty
fish
long
and potatoes for forever.
Yeah. Hey, didn't you watch what was that Mars movie with Matt Damon?
The Martian.
Yeah, he ate potatoes.
You know what? I did watch The Martian. I liked it.
He ate potatoes for a while.
But yeah, if you're considering coming to the Maritimes with out of province license plates, just be careful. And also don't actually, just stay away. We really don't want you to come here.
Burn. Steven specifically doesn't want you to come there.
Yeah, no, I would kick your car probably. But yeah, so we are at one active case where we had 20 days of 0 active cases, and yeah, someone ruined it. Friggin' party people.
Those bastards.
I was walking around downtown last night. You couldn't even tell. Other than like some restaurants have people wearing masks, but even more don't. Like their staff wearing masks.
Yeah.
So it really, like, you can't tell there's anything going on down here.
Yeah. Toronto, like I was out earlier today, just getting some meds and some lunch and stuff. I was wearing my mask, and most people are wearing masks, which was nice to see. So
no one's wearing masks down here.
Interesting. But I would think, like, because there's not many cases, so I don't know. I thought I saw something that like July 7th or so, it's going to be like mandatory to wear a mask in indoors, which I'm surprised they didn't like do sooner. But
like in Ontario or in Canada, like
I thought Ontario, but I only briefly saw it and didn't like bother to look into it because I wear a mask when I go out anyways, so I didn't really seem to care.
Scary times, Steve.
Yeah.
Wave 2, September or October.
Yeah, or just the wave 1 will never end for the States. So
maybe don't go to Florida.
No, God no, don't go anywhere in the States right now.
But you know where you can go, Steve?
CanadianGameDevs.com.
You can, and you can also attend some digital events coming up, like Game Dev Atlantic, September 18th, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Atlantic time is a great full-day conference with speakers and a lot to learn. And you don't even have to be in the Atlantic provinces to attend anymore because it's online. So I recommend you check it out. And then the weekend after, or I guess like the day after, was the weekend, September 19th, Game Devs of Color Expo. Still going on, still looking for speakers, and still registering if you want to attend digitally. So I recommend you check that out. Not a whole lot else in the way of events coming up. VRTO wraps up this week, so hopefully maybe someone in our Discord used the code, got to attend, listen to something. But yeah, everything else is pretty much all digital. There's the Ubisoft live stream next week.
Oh.
There's the Gamescom Direct thing in August. And I think
GDC is September or August?
Is it all digital?
I think it was digital last, because I know we've been chirping them about a month ago.
Trying to sell tickets again. What a bunch of scrubs.
And yeah, it's all digital event taking place August 4th to 6th.
And then their Xbox is doing. They said they're doing a stream in July where they'll break down the price and date and launch titles and everything. But
they said oh really? They said price?
Well, like pretty sure. Ooh. Yeah, the next Xbox event will just be all the info you need for launch.
Weren't they supposed to do an event like every single month? And
they were, but there wasn't one in June.
June.
So
Xbox.
Let me double check that first, because there'll probably be some Canadian content in there. They're also doing an Xbox Summer Game Fest, July 21st, and that will have it's like the Steam Game Fest where there's a bunch of demos for upcoming games, and there are some Canadian games in there. But yeah, the rumored is July 23rd Xbox event with all the details on Series X.
Nice.
And did you see that half Xbox that they might be doing?
Like it's like Lockhart or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What do you mean half Xbox? I thought it was just their version of the digital Xbox.
Yeah, but it's like half the height of the black one, and it's white.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It looks cool. I don't know if it was fake. It might have been people love to make fake consoles, but yeah, that was a leak or rumor I saw. Speculation, Steve.
Interesting. I mean, I would still go with the disc-based stuff anyway. So
I'd like to. I'm probably not gonna get either for a while, but when I do, better be able to shove discs in there.
I was cleaning out some stuff yesterday. You know, the whole every now and then it's very relieving to just get rid of old junky shit. So I was going through my old CDs and DVDs. Like I had Avengers on DVD and I Am Legend on Blu-ray, and I had a Kid Rock CD that I got when I was in grade 8. And so I was just going through all that shit, and I left a couple of CDs. I have some Bob Dylan stuff from my dad and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to get rid of that stuff, obviously. But then we were looking around the house, and we're I don't think we have anything to play CDs. I don't even know if the PS4 can play CDs.
I think it can.
Can it? Can the PS3? Because I guess I have my PS3 as well. But we don't have a
can too.
We don't have a CD player. Our computers don't have CD drives. The Switch doesn't have a CD thing, obviously. Mm-hmm. So it's only up to PlayStation then. So, but I wouldn't even if I wanted to listen to Bob Dylan, I would just load up Spotify.
You can definitely play Spotify on your PlayStation while you're playing a game.
I know I've never done that though, but
I've done that. I enjoy it when I'm playing multiplayer games or playing a game where I'm just getting achievements or trophies or whatever. I pop on Spotify.
I just do that I just use the Spotify app on my phone.
All right, Steve, let's talk about some news. There's no current job listings on the site, but people were talking about jobs on the Discord this week. And just friendly reminder to not cold call people, or obviously you can put yourself out there if there's a contact page on someone's site, but personal messaging people can come off a little aggressive sometimes. And we've updated our rules on our Discord to reflect that. So definitely go to studio websites and look for their jobs page or contact page, because that's obviously the way they want you to contact them. Mm-hmm. But personal messaging people is probably not the way to go.
For sure.
All right, on to the news, Steve. Big ups to Frolic Labs, who have released Dune Sea on the Nintendo Switch. They flipped the Switch, and Brett's not even here to say that. That was his whole gimmick. Flip the Switch, and then we'd snap. Anywho, they partnered with Studio Joy Drop for the port. We streamed it last year when it came to Steam. The Switch edition comes with 3 additional levels called Neon Sea. And if you don't know what Dune Sea is, it's a side-scrolling adventure goose game that lets you fly like a bird. It's a low-poly environment, very pretty, very relaxing. I enjoyed it, and I think it's right at home on Switch.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't played it since it released, though. I played it at EGLX 3 years ago, whenever the hell that was, and it wasn't out yet. He was just demoing it, and so it looks a little bit different. But I remember enjoying it and just thinking it would be a cool, calm, relaxing game, so it does fit right at home. It's on Switch. The neon levels are really cool too. It's called Neon Sea. There's some videos on Frolic Labs' YouTube that you can just see them.
And on the site, I think we embedded them.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, no, I think we embedded them on our. Oh no, we didn't. Yeah, go to the. Just find Frolic Labs on Twitter.
I did post 2 Twitter videos because Jake Budno, friend of the site, did like kind of a promo / like just like I guess narrative description of the game, which kind of tells you everything you need to know. So that'd be a good place to start.
Next bit of news today, Steve. Terrararium launch date announced after their level design competition last month. Toronto-based Stitch Media has announced Terrararium will be leaving early access on Steam on July 28th. That's later this month. That's soon. Terrarium is a 3D puzzle platformer about wanton destruction and adorable gore across a galaxy of community-designed murder gardens. Great description. Conquer dangerous aliens in a world as a feisty granny with a chip on her shoulder and an army of cute but expendable walking mushrooms. Wow.
Listen
that
to the
sounds
trailer.
wild.
I'm watching the trailer right now. Actually, it looks like you're an old grandma of Pikmin, basically. Because you're just like.
I thought she was a caterpillar when I saw her for the first time, but no, she looks like the caterpillar from like Alice in Wonderland, you know?
Yeah. She's just like chucking these little mushroom dudes. I like the style. I saw Did you ask for Steam codes? Should we ask for Steam codes? Because I saw it was on the thingy. We can ask for them.
Oh yeah, we should do that, and then we can stream it.
Yeah. So what does it mean when something's early? Like, if I buy it now, like it's $24.99 right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's ending access. It's ending early access. Does that mean the price would go up?
It might. I don't think it always does.
Oh, okay, I see.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. You like the ones I've gotten, they've explicitly said it will. Like I got We Happy Few in early access on Xbox, and it was half the price it would be new.
Right.
But I don't know if that's something that happens on early access on Steam as often. Anywho, check that out. Steve, do you want to add it to your wish list maybe?
I'm loading up Steam right now, so I will add it to my wish list.
Awesome.
Play the sound.
I'll play the sound. Next up, the big Canadian game news of the week. Ubisoft Montreal announced their new Battle Royale, Hyperscape. Amidst ongoing sexual assault and harassment investigations currently underway at Ubisoft Montreal, they took time this week to have a live stream where they announced a new FPS Battle Royale, Hyperscape, as well as a technical test which began immediately. You can get into the technical test by watching Hyperscape streams on Twitch after connecting your Ubisoft account, and there's like a random chance that they'll drop you access to the technical test. Valorant did something similar earlier this year with their beta, where you had to watch people play the game on Twitch, and there was a random chance you got a beta code. But this one's not a code, it's more of you just connect your accounts, and then when you launch Uplay, if you got it, it just lets you download it. And I did, and I got it, and so I'll be playing it on our Twitch this week. I've played a couple matches, and it's really hard to play a Battle Royale after playing 400 hours of Apex, because I spent the first 3 games trying to remap all my controls to be the Apex controls.
Yeah.
Because it just didn't feel good if I wasn't using like E to pick things up, F to punch,
right,
QZ for my abilities. Like the default was just tripping me up because I'm playing so much Apex. Now,
it seems kind of Apexy to me in the speed of it. Like Apex is probably the fastest like battle royale that I play, because I didn't play much Warzone, and it's certainly faster than Fortnite. And PUBG never looked really that fast. So because you can like slide down like hills and all that stuff and jump pretty like.
So they're pitching this as a vertical battle royale, and so there's jump pads all over that launch you like 20 or 30 stories into the air. Some of the abilities that you get let you turn into like bouncy balls and bounce around, or like launch up into the air and then like ground slam like a superhero.
Is it hero based like Apex, or
no? Everyone, you can pick one of the 8 preset like characters, but you all start blank and pick up abilities and guns.
Right, they're all the same or whatever.
Yeah, and if you find like the same gun twice, you like upgrade it by picking it up again, so then you have a better version of the gun. And yeah, it's floatier than Apex. Apex obviously very, to use the overused term, boots on the ground. But yeah, it's very vertical. Like you're going up and down, shooting up, and
Yeah.
just you leap like whole buildings pretty commonly.
So how much did you like it, or just
I
kind of
played
like
like
meh?
3 to 5, and it's not Apex, so that's not its fault. I've just
Yeah,
played 400 hours of Apex, and I love Apex, and it's really hard to rewire your brain after playing a game that much.
it's fair.
It's also an extremely oversaturated market at this point, with Fortnite, Apex, Warzone being like the big three, PUBG kind of falling off. So I don't like Ubisoft obviously wants a piece of that pie. I don't know if they'll be able to carve out a significant one for them to keep supporting this game, because I guarantee you, if this game doesn't like shatter, launch week numbers like Apex and Warzone did, it'll probably get abandoned within like a year or two.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, every other Ubisoft live service game that didn't get a strong launch.
Is there already like stuff to buy? Like, is it just the typical like battle pass and like cosmetic shit, or?
I didn't try to buy anything, so I don't even know how to do that in the game. There's a lot of cosmetics, so I'm assuming that's how they're going to monetize this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just for the test, I don't think. What Valorant did was anything you bought during the beta, you couldn't carry over to the next game, but they gave you like double back in credits what you spent on it. So you started the real game with like a lot more money. So I don't know if they'll do something similar to that. I honestly didn't try to buy anything, but yeah.
Valorant isn't a battle royale, right? It's more like Overwatch.
No, it's more like the art style and characters with abilities like from Overwatch, but with the survivor rounds of CS:GO, where like you die and someone's trying to plant a bomb, someone's trying to defuse the bomb. The gameplay is much more similar to CS:GO, but the visuals are much more like colorful, bright worlds like Overwatch, and characters with abilities that are very similar to the Overwatch abilities. Like there's a guy who shoots arrows through the wall, that's Hanzo. There's people who can revive a teammate, that's Mercy. Like there's very similar in that way.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I mean, we'll see how it does. They've got a huge task if they want to break into the battle royale genre.
yeah, I mean they're like, what's the next biggest like developer that doesn't have one? Like Capcom, because now there's like EA has their own with Apex, and Activision has their own with Warzone, and Epic has their Fortnite, PUBG. I don't know who's that, Tencent or whatever.
2K? Does 2K have one?
I don't know. Probably like it'll be a Borderlands battle royale at some point.
Oh no! Please don't do that.
I still think.
No, wait. 2K has a Red Dead 2 has a battle royale mode.
Oh, you're right. I still think Last of Us factions will have a battle royale.
No, Steve, don't say that. That would be awful.
I think Halo is probably going to be the next one though.
Microsoft doesn't have one?
Halo Infinite? I don't think so, right? I mean, Gears of War would be the only other franchise they have that would have it.
PlayStation doesn't. No, that doesn't make sense for The Last of Us.
You drop in. Bethesda has one with Fallout 76. Fallout 76
Red Zone or whatever.
No, it's just called Battle Royale.
Oh no, Red Zone's the 2K did it with Civilization. They tried to do a battle royale mode.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was awful.
It's a pretty overplayed mode. Although that being said, I played some of Fallout 76's battle royale mode this week, so here I am just being an idiot. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I guess like it's going to have to come to console for me to play it, and if it's free to play, like I'll download it and give it a shot. But I'm not like these type of games for me. Like I need one at a time, right? So Apex is the one for me right now. Like even if this comes out, like I gotta get through my Apex battle pass. And it's also like, what are my friends playing? So like I played a lot of Fortnite because I had like a lot of friends who were playing it, and you and I play Apex, although we haven't played in a while because you're a jerk. So
and crossplay is coming, Steve. Don't worry.
I know that. So my brother-in-law like plays a lot on PC, so he's pretty excited to play with me on PC.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
It looks pretty. The music is like the trailer music from every E3 like sports or car game. I don't like the music a lot, and it's like the one thing that's like always playing in the background. It's like,
you know what? NHL had a battle royale mode too, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it was like I guess it was more like a tournament style, but they kind of focused it as a battle royale. But you'd play you'd play a one-on-one match, and then the winner would just kind of keep going on, and everyone gets eliminated. So it was more like a tournament. Like not everyone was in the same thing, but they positioned it as a battle royale. Like I remember seeing those words, and I was just like, oh god.
Studios need to stop. Just stop.
So that's EA as well, I guess. So.
All right, that's it for the news this week. Kind of a lighter week. We'll have all the Canadian Ubisoft games that get announced at the Ubisoft event this week for you to talk about.
When's that get announced?
Oh, no, wait. That'll be after next week's show on the 12th. 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now.
No. 8 days from now.
It's on the 12th? It's on the Sunday?
Yeah.
So we can... What time on the Sunday?
Yeah, we could record after it so we can talk about it.
Let's try doing that.
It's on... July 12th at 4 p.m. my time, so 3 p.m. your time.
All right, yeah, and we can just do it afterwards.
Yeah, we'll just record Sunday afternoon. Yeah, we will have Ubisoft Forward. I'm hoping they announce sweeping cultural reforms at all their studios, but skeptical we'll get any of that.
They won't do. I don't think they'll even address it, to be honest.
That's gross.
I don't know.
All right.
Or no, I agree. Sorry, I don't see them. I don't see them addressing it really.
Mm-hmm.
At their event where they announce like video games, like they'll address it through their like press release shit, like they did this week with the letter or whatever.
I don't know. EA started their live stream with a big Black Lives Matter thing, but that obviously wasn't about EA. But they, it was a very, Andrew Wilson, Android CEO, was up there talking about Black Lives for like the start of this big stream. So I mean, I don't think Ubisoft will, but they could. That's true. I think they would do it similar to that if they did.
To play devil's advocate, the Blizzard addressed the
stuff. My god, that was the worst though.
They addressed it very shittily, but they addressed it at the start of BlizzCon or whatever.
Yeah, and then that was so cringe the way they did that.
It was bad, but I mean, I still don't think Ubisoft will. I don't know. Now that I'm talking about it, maybe the owner Yves or whatever his name is,
Yves Guillemot.
Yeah, maybe he might actually address something about just like he won't. I don't know. Actually, I'm kind of like running in circles right now. We'll see.
He'll start his apology. I'm sorry you were hurt.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's at least it's like a difficult decision for them. Like they should. I just don't think they will.
No. We'll see whoever took over for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I guess, probably.
Yeah, I don't even know what they're going to do because that guy was probably going to be on so many different live streams and meetings and stuff and stuff.
They probably already recorded his stuff for the Ubisoft Forward.
Probably.
Unless it was going to be live, but
oh my god, could you imagine if he comes up?
Unlucky.
That'd be so bad.
Anyway, let's move on, Steve, to Wishlist This, of course. Everyone's favorite segment, inspired by Steve and Brett's, rest in peace, frequent wishlisting of games while we were recording the show. So this week and every week, I highlight 3 upcoming Canadian-made games to add to your wish list right now. First up, Steve, I just found this one, just trolling Twitter, looking for Canadian indies. Have you heard of Fault by Strange Matter Studios in Montreal?
I have not.
So they're positioning it as like a Paragon-like game. Paragon, of course, one of those... Actually, I don't even know what Paragon was called.
Paragon, like the game?
Yeah, like the game. It was like It was on consoles too.
Well, it's called Battle Arena.
Okay, yeah, a Battle Arena game. 5v5 online matches. You choose a hero. You upgrade over the course of the game. Typical... What's it called? MOBA? Multiplayer Online Battle Arena?
Yeah. Yeah, where you upgrade during the game, but it's not like you don't carry forward those upgrades later on or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's coming to early access. They said July 17th.
But soon.
Although the Steam page hasn't been updated yet to reflect that, but their official Twitter did say that, so I'm going to go by that. Yeah, this is another one like Hyperscape. Tough genre to break into. You need a lot of people playing. You need to retain those people over months and years, and they're taking a crack at it. So if you want to check it out, add it to your wish list. No gifts, unfortunately. They're estimated early 2021 full release, and the game will be free to play.
Yeah,
does that sound interesting at all, Steve?
I don't play many of these games, like MOBAs. Like I don't play Dota or Paragon or like.
Well, you can't play Paragon anymore. I'm pretty sure it died.
Oh, really? They killed it?
Yeah,
because it was an Epic game, wasn't it? And they're just like Fortnite.
I don't remember.
Wasn't it? They're part of like a more popular game, so they're just like, we're just going to focus on.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it got canceled. So.
Yeah, it was an Epic game, so they're just like, we're just going to focus on Fortnite. So I don't play a lot of these games, but that's really more so just because this stuff generally lives on PC. Like there's not a big one on console or anything like that. It does look pretty though. I like the art style.
They called the description next gen multiplayer online battle arena, so that usually implies a console, you know?
Yeah, have they said anything on their Twitter or anything like that or press kit?
Not that I've seen. No, not that I can tell. So I think maybe this year of PC tweaks maybe leads to the 2021 launch on consoles.
The full release of this game is expected to be in Q1 2021.
Okay. But Steve, I gotta ask: have you added this game to your wish list?
Fault is added to the wish list.
Excellent. Next game on wish list. This is one you've told me about, and I checked. We've never actually done it on a wish list. It's Love by Rocket Ship Park in Toronto.
Oh.
We haven't done it yet, but we're gonna do it today. Every life has a story. Every story has regret. But what if you could change the past? Love is a puzzle game about finding the things we've lost in ourselves and the people who help us find them. This is their second Steam release from Rocket Ship Park. Its planned release date TBD 2020. No gifts in the Steam page, but that's okay. They have time. Explore, learn, rotate, and make are the big verbs I'm seeing in this Steam page description for what you'll be doing. Single player, full controller support. Yeah, what do you think?
There is a demo as well.
Ooh, there is a demo. Download Love.
Which I'm going to download.
Stories.
I want to download right now. So play the.
So we can do both. Yeah, I want to play both like back to back.
I already had it on my wish list though.
Oh, okay. I'll just play the one then.
All right. I don't know I don't know if we did it before. You said we checked. Maybe I just added it just to help them out. Yeah, this is a game that Sean told me about. Sean? Oh man, I'm blanking on his name. He's a big Blue Jays fan. Sean, I believe, at Rocket Ship Park. He told me about this game like 4 or 5 years ago as just like his sort of passion project that he really wanted to get to. So it's good to see it kind of coming up. And he gave me like kind of the elevator pitch. And it kind of matches what I'm seeing in the screenshots and stuff like that. Like you're moving up the buildings and stuff like that, and you're seeing everyone's like love as you move up. So I'm down. Super excited that he gets to make it now, because it's always the titles that come out of passion are generally better than the ones that are kind of just done for other reasons or whatever.
Like Hyperscape.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Love is all caps, and it reminds me. There's a Vine where like there's this guy, and he's like, "Why is everyone afraid of love?" And then he's in a grocery store, and he walks up to this old woman. He's like, "Love," and she's like, "Oh." That's what all caps love reminded me of, and I just thought I'd share.
But yeah, I'm stoked for this. When's the release date? 2020. So
TBD 2020.
Only got 5 months left. 6 months. 5 months.
Get on it, Shane or Sean. We're not sure.
I gotta look it up. I feel bad.
Last game today for Wishlist. This Lucifer Within Us by Kit Fox Games in Montreal, releasing quote when the demons are purged. So probably never.
It's Shane, by the way.
Shane. Shout out to Shane.
EGV Room on Twitter.
EGV Room on Twitter. Get on it.
Lucifer
Within Us. Quote, you are a digital exorcist seeing beyond this reality into an alternate timeline of the accused. Solve murders, purify the possessed, and purge their demons in this non-linear mystery. So it's looking like, from the little brief trailer and screenshots I'm seeing here, I'm picking up detective game vibes.
Yeah.
we are tasked with judging these sins and trying to come up with a verdict on who did what. It's kind of a cool mix of like stylized character art as like they come up and talk, but with like a 3D. I'm bad at describing art style, Steve. It's one of my biggest weaknesses. But like, it's not low polished. Everyone's like soft shapes and smooth colors.
Yeah.
So I like the contrast there too. And yeah, you're gonna solve some murders. Kifox, of course, studio and publisher behind some big titles like, oh my god, GIFs in the Steam description. There you go. This is Steven's pick of the week.
That's all you need.
Yeah. No, look at this Steam page, Steve. It's gorgeous.
It's good. Ooh, I like the GIF of the words or whatever, and how it like. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what
you drag this timeline of like what all the characters are doing. I think each track is a different character.
Yeah.
And then you try and piece together who did what and ultimately who did the murder. It reminds me a lot of another, I think it's from Tequila Works, a game called The Sexy Brutale, where like there was a murder and you could keep reliving the night over and over and going to different places. And you got to try and figure out who did the murder. And but this seems to be a lot more straightforward. Like you literally drag this line across the timeline and people like fast forward or reverse.
Yeah.
As the digital exorcist working for the Church of Anne Soph's Inquisition, it is your duty to find sinners and ensure continued harmony. Digital demons corrupt the network, causing human hosts to act on a series of desires and sins, even murder. Discover the one truth to determine which citizens are infected and exorcise the possessed.
I like it. I'm like mesmerized by the trailer that they're showing. So I just want to like make sense of it because it looks like you also have a little bit of I guess like powers to see like the footprints and stuff like that. And then the interrogation stuff looks like you get a little bit of kind of Phoenix Wright stuff because there's like a thing that comes up like contradict or whatever. So it's like objection. So I'm down with this. This looks dope.
So I have to ask Steve.
Good on Kit Fox. They're killing it. So
is it on the wish list?
It is on the wish list.
They are killing it because they have such a, like I was saying with Clay last week, their games are all very different. Both mechanically and visually. They're getting into publishing, which I don't think Clay has done, but like Mondo Museums, like a museum sim maker, they're publishing the Steam port of Dwarf Fortress, which is like a ASCII like adventure game where a lot of the story is told through text, so like very different. And then there's Boyfriend Dungeon, Moon Hunters, which is like a roguelite personality test, like all over the place, but all really great in my opinion.
I added Moon Hunters to my PS4 wishlist the other day too, if you want to play that.
I play it again.
I always like it when developers get to be a little fun with the planned release date as well. So bonus points for that.
When the demons are purged.
Which, like you said, will never happen. So it was like wasn't there one recently where it was just like when society is like accepted? They
won the Ubisoft Indie Series. It was the Soul Estate. I forget what theirs actually was. Hold on. Okay, I'll find it. It's oh no, it just says mobilizing in 2021. And maybe it did say something else before.
I thought it was something like when the government's brought down or something along those lines. It was like,
when we're all on the same page.
Yeah, it's like never going to happen.
That's it for Wishlist. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say good on Kid Fox because they're like one of the premium developers out there in Montreal. So
in Canada too.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for Wishlist This. If you want us to cover your game, please send it to us any way possible. Twitter, Discord, email, contact@canadiangames.com. We want to talk about it.
Text. DM.
Text it to Steve.
Send a TikTok of you showing the game over top like a music thing and send it to Steven. I created a Canadian Game Devs TikTok, by the way. I did nothing with it.
We'll see.
I remember like a marketing person telling me like whenever like a new social media thing comes out or anything like that, just like grab your name and put it on there, even if it's like even if you don't do anything with it, because you never know when you might want to do it. So I was like, Canadian Game Devs TikTok, let's do it.
We got it.
Did nothing with it, but you never know. We gotta reach out to those like preteens and teens.
The Zoomers.
Yeah, exactly.
God bless the Zoomers.
I don't know about that, but
they're all their trends are so wholesome. Like they reserved all those tickets to the Trump rally and then didn't go because they were just free to reserve.
That was so amazing. I love that's such a good troll.
The latest one is trying to see how fast you can get banned from the U.S. Army esports, which I tried to do this week.
Oh, I thought that was just you trolling.
Oh no, that's like people are doing that.
Oh, okay. I thought
the thing is, you go to any U.S. Army esports channel and just put the Wikipedia page for U.S. war crimes in it.
Oh god.
And see how fast you can get banned. I got banned in 5.92 seconds.
I haven't seen that yet on TikTok. I saw the Trump thing. I thought you were just trolling the army out of nowhere.
Oh no, I was definitely jumping on the bandwagon because the fact that the U.S. Army has a recruiting channel disguised as esports is disgusting.
Yeah, they're playing Mortal Kombat. I'm just like, what are you guys doing?
I was like, you guys literally killed like kids in Iraq like this week. Get off Twitch. Man.
Anyways, Socialist Podcast coming out next week too. So.
Yeah, Comrade Steve's.
No, stop looping me in. Play the. You gotta play the.
Okay, I should make that my ringtone. Anywho, I don't really have a hot take of the week. Do you have anything burning a hole in your brain you want to talk about, Steve?
I mean, we can discuss the extra $10 on NBA 2K21.
Oh my God, games. Okay, Jim Sterling, and I know I talk about Jim Sterling a lot, but he had a great video this week about that. And
yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, people have been in a lot of his points. I'm just going to reiterate because I agree with them. He said that people have been making this excuse for studios that like, well, games haven't gone up in price since like the early 2000s, so of course they have to add microtransactions, and how else are they going to support their games? But that assumes you're getting the same product that you were in the early 2000s, and you're not. A lot of the content that would be in a game at launch is stripped out, divvied up, and then resold to you on top of the game. So, and he even says he would be okay with more expensive games if you were getting the games that you were getting in the early 2000s, where everything's on the disc or download, and that I have the whole game, and I'm not having all the cosmetics and different, upgrade perks or whatever piecemeal divvied up and sold to me at different prices with different in-game currencies. Like that's the issue. I would be okay paying 100 Canadian for a game if I just got, like, if they were like Witcher 4.
Well, you're going to be playing 100 Canadian, so don't you worry.
Probably. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they can explore that higher price range because obviously inflation means your money gets worth less, and so they need more money to do what they were doing before. And so the games should go up in price if they're actually being sold to you as complete packages, and they're not. And NBA is the worst one. Oh my God.
This was like the worst like developer and game to do it because like Cyberpunk.
Do it with Cyberpunk.
Like is Cyberpunk going to be $10 on Xbox? Like I'm just so confused about the PS5 versus PS4 games. Like because it said there's going to be what game was it? Some game said that you could play it on PS5, but then there's going to be like a patch later on that will like improve it. So I'm like, so all these games will work, but they'll work better. But then if like developers do like a little more work, they could patch it and make things. So I'm just like confused at how this stuff happens. The one thing I will say about Jim's argument, which I do agree with, is that like you get a disc of NBA 2K20. Mm-hmm. Even without the microtransaction stuff, that still has way more content on it than, NBA 2K10. And games now are like bigger. And I don't mean just like graphically like better. Like there are just more modes and more things and more music and blah, blah, blah on these games than there were, in 2005 or whatever.
Are there?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like NHL 20, I'll use NHL as an example because I've been playing that series for a long time. Like NHL 20 has way more modes and way more options and stuff than NHL like 05 did, even though like the base game has relatively stayed the same. Like the whole like team stuff where you make your own team of the different cards and stuff like that. Like that mode came around like 5 or 6 years ago. Online wasn't a thing until like well, I guess with sports games it's been a thing for quite a while, but I like it is still just like it was the worst game to kind of show it. I assumed that price would be going up, but the thing is like it's just like if you don't want to pay it, then then don't. NBA 2K20 is free on PlayStation Plus in a couple days. They sold NBA 2K19 for like $3 at some point. So like their bullshit excuse of like the value blah 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 like is so garbage, because like halfway through the year when they have to start promoting NBA the next one, they just released the previous one for like 80% off. Yeah,
peanuts.
It was just like the worst game to kind of come out for it to make this sort of like announcement, because I think people were kind of expecting prices to go up. But I do agree, like microtransactions, that was the whole reason for it. Like there's also more people working on all these games than back in the day. Like the original Mortal Kombat was made by like 4 people. But it's like at the end of the day, they're going to spin their stupid bullshit. Like at the end of the day, they're just trying to get as much money as humanly possible. Which is why if you buy the like $100 version, then you don't need to like pay, like you get the upgrade for free or whatever. The weird, really confusing part is that there isn't like a $10 or $15 like upgrade option. So like you really do have to just rebuy the game. It seems like they didn't really announce anything. The difference, like you can't just pay the difference and get it. That seems super confusing. So the whole like backwards compatible stuff with these games that are like that are in between the generations, like it's going to be really confusing. Like what works, what doesn't work, what's going to be much better, what's just going to be patched, what's like, it's just very confusing. I don't understand it. And I think that will be causing an issue. But yeah, NBA 2K has just been apparently just a pile of shit for like quite a while, and they're probably the worst like game to come out first to announce this like $10 increase.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is probably going to be $89.99 Canadian on PS5.
Well, they announced the GTA Online will be free.
Yeah, online will be free, but
yeah.
I feel like at Walmart there'll be a PS5 box with the exact same Grand Theft Auto 5 cover art, and it'll be full price, whatever the new standard price for next gen games is.
Probably.
That's absurd.
But then you look at like Cyberpunk just saying like you just got to buy it once, But will there be a PS5 box? I don't know.
I don't know either. Probably just it'll be one of those games that features in the backwards compatibility, and when you just put the disc into your PS5, the PS4 disc into your PS5, it just does it magically.
Yeah, and so like will it, for Halo Infinite, which Microsoft has already said that all their games will work. Like they won't have any Xbox Series X exclusives for the first like 2 years or so. Like, will there be a Xbox Series X box for Halo and then a Series X box? And then will the Series X box say like you can't play this on Xbox One? And then will the Xbox One box say you can play it on Series X? Like it seems very...
What I've seen them do, and they've done this with a couple like 360 games that they brought over, is at the top it's like Xbox One and then a slash and then Xbox One X on the physical box. So I could see them doing Xbox One / Xbox Series X, and then that's pretty clear labeling for like the grandma buying a game for Christmas to like, oh, Timmy has an Xbox One, this'll work,
Yeah, I remember asking for a Jurassic Park game for Sega Genesis, and my grandmother bought me like a Sega Saturn version.
Oh no!
And you don't have the heart, right? You can't tell.
No,
you
can't do that.
So I had to like tell my mom later, and I'm like, we don't have this system.
Oh no!
Felt so bad, but yeah, it's just like shitty. But I don't know. It's like 2K was going to do it. Like they don't give a fuck. Like the people that the whales that they get are just like their NBA players, like they're hardcore players anyways that are going to do it. Like you and I mean, I'm actually going to be playing this new one because my friend's just like addicted to this series now. But like, I love basketball, but I don't really care for this series, like really. And so I'm not going to really. I would never buy like the stupid expensive versions anyways. But like they're going after the people who play like 5 or 6 games a year, and one of those games is NBA 2K, and they just dump all their money into it in the VC or whatever. So it's like it's not even going to change because the people who really buy the series probably won't even like care.
It's going to change soon. I'm feeling it. There's just this past week, the UK House of Lords, which is their house above the House of Commons, passed.
The gambling thing, right?
Yeah, they're going to look into regulating video games like gambling.
Yeah,
And this is another thing Jim Sterling's been saying for years. Like, if video games don't sort out their shit first, the government is going to sort it out for them, and that's what's going to happen. And we've seen it happen in a few European markets, like Belgium banned the in-game, like didn't ban it, but it was like, this needs to be treated as gambling. So the games that fell under that either took it out of the game in those regions or just stopped selling their games there.
Yeah,
and the UK is a huge market, so that would be a big deal.
Oh, that would kill FIFA, right? Like, that's like FIFA is just like bananas over there. NBA, I don't know if NBA or MLB or any like the other games sell over there, but FIFA probably just like sells like game busters. And I haven't played a FIFA. I don't think I've ever really played a FIFA game, but I'm assuming that it's got all the same microtransaction shit that all the other sports games have.
Cards. The cards are gambling. You buy something at a chance of getting something else.
I think NBA literally has like a slot machine.
It is, yeah. They do have. It is a literal slot machine you pull to get players, and then there's like a pachinko machine one where like it drops down and tries to land on the right color to get that color pack.
Yeah, and the whole difference of it being like you always get something is such a bullshit thing, because it's not like you can still get stuff that's worthless to the player, you know.
And the other bullshit thing with a lot of these games, and specifically with Fortnite, is that it's all cosmetic. Is the worst excuse, because appearance is a big part of games for a lot of players. Like, there are people who love to make their character look a certain way in a game, and just because I've never bought an Apex skin for anything, because I really don't care what anything looks like, doesn't mean that there's someone who doesn't like to play Apex as a form of like expressing them through like different characters or voice lines or little things that go on the end of their gun that they like to look at. Like, that's a totally valid way to play that game and something to get out of it. And just because those people are being exploited and I'm not, doesn't mean that it shouldn't be something I'm upset about.
Yeah, the annoying thing for me is that I actually like loot boxes and like these sort of things, because for me it's just I want stuff to unlock, and I like the little kind of, you know, the idea of getting something. I don't even care what it is. Like Apex Legends, like I just equip whatever I get just so I get rid of the notification when I unlock something. I don't care at all. And I don't, all my track, you know how you can like make your card with all the trackers? Like I don't do that. Like I don't do anything. I just want stuff to unlock. And so it's like the shit's ruined that part of it for me, because I'm like, I actually like opening chests and loot boxes and stuff like that. Like I don't mind it. It's exciting. It's an reward. But like greed has just like taken over that stuff and just made it like way less fun for a lot of games where like it's not necessary. Like NHL 20 had fucking loot boxes, and I was just like, why?
They were hockey packs or duffel bags or whatever, right?
Yeah, duffel bags. And I was just like, and there was like different duffel bags depending for the team and for like your player. And I was just like, I'm like, oh my god, guys, like you don't need to do like why? I know why, but it's just like it's so annoying, because it's like, I don't know. The whole reason I like them is because like when you're playing your RPG, your MMO or whatever, you open a chest and you're excited to see what you get in it. That's kind of like the same feeling for me. But you know, in an NHL game, I don't give a fuck if I get like these gloves from Nike or whatever. Like it's just like silly. It was going to, but like the price was going to go up. I assumed it was going to go up. I'm just like really confused at just like how these like these cross-gen games will work when they're on like both systems, and like how these patches will work, and like, so like what if you put an NBA, because the disc isn't any different on NBA, like the Mamba edition versus the like normal edition. Like if you put like, so you put in your PS4 disc and a PS5, like it's going to just be, it won't work unless you have to like buy the like I don't understand how that's going to work, because
maybe
most
online,
of these people won't know, right? Like most people won't know.
What if it's codes like they used to do in the mid 2000s, where like on the inside sleeve is a code you have to tie to your 2K account, and then you have to sign in with your 2K account? Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, I guess like when they did the online, when they would lock online away from,
so you can only get it and buy it new.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just confused at the next gen stuff, like the cross gen things.
Me too. I hope this UK law gets passed, and I hope this forces a conversation at EA where they're like, all right, we either have to change the game to sell it in the UK. So are we doing two different versions of the game where we like abuse American and Canadians and the UK players just get the full game? Or do we have to stop doing this because it's a consequential market? Like, I hope that conversation gets forced.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you don't really want the government to come in and do this. Like, that's what the ESRB is supposed to be doing, but they're kind of doing a shitty job.
All they did was that contains in-game purchases or whatever tag at the bottom of the thing that no one reads.
Yeah,
No one ever reads the ESRB rating.
parents don't really even know, really. I mean, I'll know. Like, Sophia ain't playing a fucking violent video game until she's appropriate age. I don't even play Last of Us around her. She's 9 months old. She doesn't know the hell is going on. But like my mom doesn't know. Heather has this funny story that she always remembers because like when she was like a kid, she remembers this other kid who was 12 or 13 trying to get their mom to buy GTA, one of the GTA's like on PS2, and the EB Games employee just being like, "Ma'am, do you know what like this M means on the front of the fucking box?" And she was like, "No," and then the person like told the mom, and the kid was just like, "No, mom." It's just like so
Man.
upset. So like they don't really know, but you don't really the doesn't it show like the odds now too? Like, don't you have to show the odds in certain
I think
areas?
Apple did that for mobile games. You have to show the odds somewhere, but I don't know about
I thought
PlayStation or
Overwatch.
Xbox.
I thought Overwatch also had to do it in an area, and then like it was like, is this just the same for everywhere? Because Apex Legends does too. When you look at a loot box, they'll tell you like there's a 15% chance at like a legendary or whatever.
All three console companies will require loot boxes to disclose the odds of winning as of August 2019.
Yeah, so that's long. Yeah, so that's passed. So that's a new thing. Was that ESRB?
Nope. The companies Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo teamed up to push this initiative themselves.
I see. It's the platform.
And this
holders,
came
whatever.
right after the Apple App Store did the same thing. So I think they were inspired by that.
I see. Yeah, true.
This is part of this whole like one big company does it and it's like a domino effect, like all the companies pulling Facebook ads over the protest hate or whatever. So like Apple, Coca-Cola.
I saw that. Why are they? Why do they? I mean, Facebook is the fucking worst thing ever. Why are they? Why are people banning ads or stopping ads? Because I saw PlayStation was doing it too. Like, did they do something or not do something or something? I wasn't
I
really.
think it's
Can't keep up
part
with some of
of
this shit sometimes.
Coca-Cola, Microsoft, Starbucks, have all, and a bunch of others have pulled ads for a month. Let's see. A coalition of civil rights organizations, including the Anti-Defamation League, launched a campaign against Facebook claiming they allowed hate groups to flourish on their platform. The ADL study found 42% of daily users have experienced harassment on the platform. The companies joining the boycott have all agreed to this long list of asks, including policy change to prevent hate speech, update algorithms, hire executive-level civil rights experts at their company, conduct third-party audits of hate and misinformation, offer refunds for advertisers who find their ads displayed along problematic content like these hate groups, etc., etc.
Well, I mean, that's they're doing their part in terms of Facebook. Because like you and I could delete Facebook all we fucking want, and that would do nothing. But Sony pulling advertising and Microsoft pulling advertising, that's going to do a little bit more. So
It's the biggest country in the world, right?
Facebook.
I'm pretty sure it's
What do
bigger
you
than
mean?
any other. Like Facebook
like number of
users make
users.
up the biggest group of people, like combined by like a, I don't know, identity.
Yeah, I mean
That doesn't
their
work.
stock hasn't really dipped. So
They also like the Myanmar genocide was orchestrated over Facebook and nothing changed. Like literal genocide happens over Facebook and whatever.
yeah, Facebook is
Anywho.
fucking awful.
As we said last week, and we'll continue to say, all social media should just go away for a while, and the world will be a better place. I think.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Emergent Fates, by the way, just following up on our like kind of talk that we did last week when it comes to all the sexual harassment and stuff that was going on. Just like also appreciate you drawing attention to the horrible behavior pervasive in the gaming industry. I really don't have much faith in these companies appropriately addressing their problems. I don't as well. Hoping the landscape can be reimagined through better support of indie devs, which I mostly agree with. Like, I think these bigger companies, this is all kind of ties them together. Like with what 2K is doing with NBA, like these bigger companies are going to drive the main market and just do whatever the fuck they want and just like pat themselves on the back and stuff. But I think it'll be the indie devs that really kind of like affect change moving forward. Like, the unionization will happen from indie devs. It won't happen because Ubisoft wants it, sort of thing. So go indie devs. And I tweeted that too. I was just like, you're all sweating on like $100 NBA game. You could fucking buy like 5 indie games right now for that price for an NBA game. So just keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind. And with that in mind, let's talk about what we've been playing, Steve. Because this past week, I played Golf on Mars, and I love it.
Oh, you picked it up.
I picked it up. It's like $3. I got it on the iOS store. It's a great play for 5 or 10 minute game, and that's what I want on my phone. So basically, every time you get the ball into the next hole, it just seamlessly, like, that hole lifts the ball up to flush with the ground, and then the camera pans over to the next hole, and it, like, there's no loading screens, nothing. The game just constantly moves from hole to hole. All the levels are procedurally generated, I think, or there's like whatever 17 billion possible levels in the game, and whatever the algorithm's doing to make the ending place of the last hole be the starting place of the next hole. It's great. Yeah. I love it. The levels get absurd, and some of them are more straightforward. Great feeling when you nail a hole in one. It's basically like you put your finger anywhere on the screen, draw back as far or little as you want. You see that classic mini golf line that shows your power and the direction it'll go, because it's 2D. So you're arcing it through the sky. Yeah. And the best feeling is when you just like click, 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 and it like nails that hole in one, and then you just right into the next hole. I don't understand how the score works. There's like one number at the top, and every time you finish a level, however many strokes you take get added to the number. So I think it's just a joke. Like, I think the score is just a joke. I don't know.
Well, you just want a lower score though, right? But there's no. It sounds like there's no ending.
Yeah. So like it feels like a joke to me.
And if it doesn't tell you how many levels, then like
every flag is the number of hole you're on.
Oh, I see. So what's the reason to keep going? There's no ending, right? You just kind of play. There's no like par.
There's no
or anything
par. There's no anything. You're just playing to get it in the hole and keep going. Is there
settings to like fuck around with the gravity and stuff like that, or?
I don't even think there's like a pause button. Like really? I don't think there's anything but golf on Mars in this game, and it's great. It's smooth. The levels range from like absurd to straightforward, and getting a hole in one just feels great. The lower gravity, because you're on Mars, lets you do fun stuff. Like sometimes if you're on a hill, it'll stop on a hill instead of rolling down because that lighter gravity, you know. So yeah, it's great, and I really like it, and it's Canadian, so everyone should check it out. As we said earlier, I jumped on some Hyperscape. It's really hard to get into for someone who's played a lot of Apex, as I have, but I will go back to it on stream this week to share with the viewers.
I'm laughing at this next game because I saw you Instagram about it. But
so last night I got a little inebriated, and my friend Chris came over, and he was like, "Dude, is that a Rock Band drum set?" And I was like, "Yes, it is." And he was like, "We need to play Rock Band." And I was like, "Yes, we do." So we put in Beatles Rock Band. I blew all the dust off my Xbox 360, plugged it in, and we played Beatles Rock Band for like a couple hours, and it was awesome, and I loved it. And I'm bad at it, but my friend Chris actually like plays the drums, so he was beating game or levels on like hard and expert and stuff.
Yeah. And did you get any new achievements or anything like that?
No, but for some reason my console needed like 3 updates. I hadn't turned it on since like 2015, and then it kept restarting and like new update. I'm like, geez, like the last time I played this, the 360 was like 4 years old. Like, come on. Like 4 years after the Xbox One came out or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, that was weird. But no, I haven't got any new achievements yet. But that was a trip, seeing that Xbox 360 UI.
Yeah, that's funny. I haven't played Rock Band since like university days. Like I haven't played any of those music games in such a long time. I kind of forgot all about it. I'm surprised you even have that drum set. Like I would have chucked that shit in the garbage like a long time ago. Especially because you just moved too. I would have like. It's like the perfect reason to shove that shit. It
collapsed. It's pretty tight. You could get it to like skateboard size, and it fits in a bin. Like,
can you?
All the pieces come apart.
Yeah, true.
But the 360 is so old that I've added 2-factor authentication to my Microsoft account since the last time I logged in on the 360. And so you have to go into your Microsoft account and make a password that's like limited time that will then let you sign in without it.
Vita is the same way.
Oh, I haven't logged into my Vita in a while either.
And I think PS3, but they're the same way. I ended up when I was trying to got on my my Vita, I just turned off 2-factor authentication. I was like, I don't want to do this shit. Then I had someone try to steal my trophies, and I got scared and turned it back on.
Yeah, everyone should have two-factor on.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. I got a bunch of emails of like someone trying to get my account, like trying to reset my password or whatever. And I was probably the most scared I've ever been when I was just like, oh God, I went on to like live chat and like set up two-factor and stuff and went on live chat just to make sure everything was okay. And I was just like, you see how many trophies I have, man? I can't lose this. Never mind the like thousands of dollars worth of PlayStation shit I have tied to my account. It was the trophies that I was like, oh God. I'd be
that if that's the scaredest you've ever been, that speaks a lot to
I know
pretty great life you've had.
really good life.
But yeah, so
swimming in the ocean with sharks, and fell off a thing. I was less scared than I was when my PlayStation might have got hacked.
I'm gonna change my PSN ID when I get a PS5.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it because the reason I didn't do it is because a couple of the games that it would cancel out, like I still had been playing on my PS4, like Overwatch or whatever.
Yeah.
But as soon as I get a PS5, like I'm never gonna play PS4 games online again. But so I think I might just like call it.
See, the thing is, my name is my normal tag. It's just that it has an underscore in it when I prefer not to have an underscore. But
it's not worth removing that to like lose access to all those online games.
Exactly. Because I don't know, I might want to go back to some PS3 games or something.
Although maybe I shouldn't say that because like last month or however long ago, I went back and played Assassin's Creed Brotherhood online and got that platinum.
Weren't you playing Rogue as well?
Yeah, I hopped onto Rogue and I don't know. I was just like looking at my shelf and I was like, I want to play a open world game. I've been telling you, I've been itching for open world, and that game.
I know. I gave you a suggestion for an open world game. You shot me down.
Busted and broken. Like I found a common bug that a bunch of people had, where like all of the audio dialogue doesn't play in cutscenes, and apparently that was a pretty common bug. And there's really no way to get around it. Like that just happens with your save file, and I'm not restarting that game. But yeah, so anytime there's a cutscene, all the characters come up and like their mouths are moving, and there's like the trees swaying in the background and like birds chirping, but there's no audio dialogue.
No, can you have subtitles on at least?
Yeah, subtitles are on, so like I just read along. But it's like that's the level, like that shipped and was never fixed.
Yeah, Rogue was.
And I was like, oh my God.
Oh, Rogue was like the PS3 one when
Unity came out on
when
PS4.
Unity came out. Yeah. Because Unity was the first only next like PS4, Xbox One one, but they still made like a previous gen one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, I remember. Yeah, I remember all that now.
Yeah, and then I went and played some Witcher 3, and I was like, okay, this is what an open world game could and should be.
Yeah, I've tried to play through Witcher 3 like 4 or 5 times, and I still can't get into it. I'm just like, So I'm not really like particularly hyped for Cyberpunk because I'm just like I'm the only person I know who doesn't like Witcher 3. I just can't, like, the controls are just so weird. But
Cyberpunk's gonna be so different. Like it's gonna have driving. It's gonna be first person.
Yeah, I know. I'll give it a chance. Like when it comes out, I'll like do my.
Keanu Reeves is in it.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care about that.
Steve, for the rest of your and my lifetime, the open world genre will be an arms race between Rockstar, alternating Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead, and CD Projekt Red alternating Witcher and whatever if they keep doing Cyberpunk. Like they'll just be one-upping each other every 3 to 4 years, and that'll just be the future of that genre forever.
What about Bethesda?
No one, not a single other studio comes close to the detail, the polish, the writing, the quest design of Rockstar and CDPR. Like I still try other games. Like I play Far Cry, I play Fallout, I played Outer Worlds last year, and they do cool things, but no one can just hit that level that those powerhouse studios do. And so like that'll be the future of that genre.
You got crunch.
You don't have to. They might rein it in for GTA 6 according to a report. So
yeah. And
we have studios that don't crunch and do it. Like Spider-Man was just a fine, passable open world game made in a pretty non-crunchy studio, although all the allegations coming out that studio has other issues. But
what are the allegations?
There's a couple. It was like an art director and then a tech lead and a couple other executives had multiple people corroborating stories of abuse and harassment.
Sexual harassment or
some sexual, some just like emotional abuse.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, damn. Insomniac was like voted best place to work in America for a couple of years and like apparently had a really great work-life balance. But for a few women working there, it was just miserable and they had to leave.
Fuck. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so that's the other thing. It's like how big are some of these studios, and like it's tough to gauge sometimes how like widespread this is, but it shouldn't happen to anyone. But you know, if they're winning these awards and this stuff's coming out, it just means that like there's a sect of like a team that like whoever that those people like the team that they were on, maybe they're all like maybe just like is one sort of side of the company, and then there's like 9 other sort of branches that are like perfectly great. I don't know. I don't mean to make excuses for them. Like none of that shit should ever happen, but I'm just trying to think of like how it could happen with while winning awards for like, you know, best place to work and shit like that. I didn't hear that. Interesting.
But tell me what you've been playing this week, Steve.
Last of Us 2, we were talking about for the show. I won't go into details or spoilers or anything like that, but
you're like 5 to 10 hours away.
Yeah. And still loving it. I can see, first off, the actress that is getting like harassed online, it's like pitiful of everyone who's getting mad. I don't know if you saw that, like the person who
Laura Bailey.
Yeah, because she portrayed Abby, right? Yeah, she's getting harassed. Fucking garbage.
Don't harass people. And if you're going to be critical about Laura Bailey for anything, she has played many black characters in games, and I think there's a conversation to have there. But you never send death threats, never send any of that shit. But I think there's a conversation to be critical of Laura Bailey. This is just not the time, but yeah.
That's fair. I think Abby and like all the acting stuff is pretty great in Last of Us 2.
Abby's my favorite character in the game, because by the end of it, I sure as fuck didn't like Ellie.
Yeah.
So
I kind of agree. Like I'm playing this and I'm like,
Ellie sucks.
Is dope. I'm not gonna go into details or whatever, but like,
yeah,
it's still great. I'm not feeling like it's obviously a really long game, and I can tell it's longer than it should be, but I'm not feeling it because of just the stretching that I've had to do.
Pacing you're playing it at?
Yeah, like it's actually like a great pace because it's sort of like a TV show where I just like play until like an exciting thing happens, and then it's like when I would watch Lost, and then like it would end on a cliffhanger because
it's like it's cutscene gameplay. And I was listening to an interview Maddie Myers from Kotaku, now at Polygon, did with Haley Gross, who's the lead narrative designer on Last of Us 2. And Haley Gross worked on season 1 and 2 of Westworld. And she literally said, like, my approach to writing this game is the same approach I took to writing Prestige HBO TV series. And I'm like, that tracks.
Yeah. So it's pretty great. That's all I'll say. I haven't beat it. I'm going to try to beat it like this weekend. I don't think I'm going to get to, like, it'll probably still take me a week or so to beat it, but still loving it. And the whole time playing, I'm just like, is this better than the first one? And I think, like, for me, it's like gameplay wise, it's just like better because of all the stuff they've added. But, you know, when Last of Us 1 came out, it was so like, it was just like different and more polished and just like better. It was just like the jump from Uncharted 3 to Last of Us 1 was so much greater than like, you know, Last of Us or Uncharted 4 is to Last of Us 2. Tetris Effect, which I forgot I had, and just felt like Tetris, and I've been playing that a little bit. And I never got the chance to play it in VR. I don't know if you ever got to play it.
I do,
VR.
yeah, I have.
Yeah. It's a kooky game, but Tetris just needs to be like portable to me. Like playing on my big TV and stuff, I'm just like, eh. Like I played for a little bit. I just need to get the Tetris, like, you know, jonesing out of my body for a little bit. Just play a little bit. But still, like, it's probably like the best Tetris game. But I just wish it was on Vita or Switch, whatever. Fucking stupid Switch.
Play Tetris 99. Tetris 99 is great.
I played a little bit of that. It was like, whatever. I have a friend who's like straight up addicted to it though on Facebook. He keeps posting about all his wins and stuff. It's like every day he like.
So good.
It's funny. I haven't played it since the very first day though, so maybe I'll jump back into it. But when I played it, I was just like, eh. Fallout 76, which is still like one of my favorite games. Like I love it. Been playing more of the like the Wastelanders update that came out. Just been playing it, and
someone beat the story they've added, or you're still playing through it?
I'm still playing through the story, but I did beat the original story because you need you need to be in a group for it. And I went on Reddit just to find some other nerd, and this dude like must just play this game like all the time because I'm level like 65, and I've put more than 100 hours into it. And this guy had a level 120 character and a level 150 character. And he's basically like Bethesda's like bread and butter because he was a Fallout first person. I was just like, oh, you're Fallout first? He was like, yeah, I don't really play any other games. I was like, okay, I guess. It's like I can recommend some to you if you want, but so I played that, so that was fun, and I got to like you get to launch your nuke at the end too, which is just cool. So I got to do that and see that. It was really neat. I got the Wastelander stuff to go through. I know the game gets shit on by everyone, including you, but I still love it. Apex Legends, whatever, nothing much more to say. And then I've been playing Emergent
Canadian
Fates.
pick of the week.
Emergent Fates?
Yeah, I think of like your played games.
I would think so. Yeah, I would say so. I'm like really loving this game. I've not very far in it. I was like half an hour, 45 minutes into it, but I was playing it like today. Like I just started today. And I got to the point where you got to like pay or whatever. And I'll probably drop that. I just don't know because like it's not out yet. So I don't know. I've been meant to message the person. I was like, I'll pay for it, but I don't know if I pay for like this version, if like it unlocks the full game, you know, because I play it through the test flight thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so probably not because.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure before I drop. It's like I think it's like $8 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. It's a JRPG, right?
Yeah, it's JRPG. Good controls, like touching all the options and stuff. Like it's not messed up. The art is really cool. I think this game should be on Steam and other platforms and stuff like that. But like on phone, it's still like really really good. And you know, if you're a JRPG person, I'd keep this on a radar. So it's like it's the free to start thing, right? Like you download it and it's free, and you get about a half hour, 45 minutes of gameplay out of it, and you get a taste for the combat and the story, and then like then it's like basically in order to get past here, you had to pay. So I definitely recommend giving it a shot. I think it's out. When's it out? July something. I gotta look at CanadianGameDev.com.
7th? No,
I think so. No, I think you're right actually. Also, if you hear baby toys in the background,
7th.
That's my baby's toys.
Free to start. $5.99 in US.
Yeah, July 7th. So you can add it to your like you could pre-download it or preload it or whatever right now. I'm pretty sure like you could download it, pre-order. But yeah, I would recommend giving it a shot if you have like any interest in JRPGs and stuff. So
cool.
Good on them. Yeah. It's definitely hitting that RPG itch that I just always have, really.
All right, so, Steve.
Those are the games.
That's it for what we've been playing, and that's it for this episode of the CanadianGameDevs.com podcast. We are now putting this podcast up every week, day and date on YouTube, so please head on over to our website where we link to the YouTube, or just go to YouTube and search Canadian Game Devs. I hope our SEO is good enough to show up, but yeah, find us on YouTube. We're putting up past live streams, the podcast, and interviews soon. So follow us there. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to help us keep the site running, covering the Canadian game dev scene, you can support us over at patreon.com/Canadian Game Devs, where backing us at any tier gets you early access to the show, special channel on our Discord, event discount codes, occasional game key giveaways, in merch soon. I keep saying soon, but we are gonna add
that's
the
right.
merch to the
I have the
channel
merch. I just
tiers.
need to...
We have it. We can do it. We will do it.
If you want it, just message me.
Yeah, all our existing patrons got the merch message, and we'll assign it to tiers ASAP for new patrons if you are waiting for that soon. And if you back us higher than $1 a month, we like to give you a shout out at the end of every episode, like these folks. Thank you so much, Aaron McLeod, Elizabeth Avery, Hanel, Jean Leggett, Jeff Shepstone, Jeffrey Canham, Graph Metal, Kai Hutchins, M5 Games, Nicholas A. Zorko, Nav from Academy of Games, PixelNauts_Alex, check out Terminal Velocity on sale right now on Steam, and Slaughter Neko, 1 week left to back Runt on Kickstarter. Check it out. And Stacy H. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, please give us a review, 5 stars, or else don't bother. We'd love your feedback as well, good and bad, so let us know. Contact at CanadianGameDevs.com. And if you like this episode, maybe share it with someone you think might also like it. Thanks for talking with me this week, Steve. Where can people find you if they wanted to do so digitally?
Stephen L. Crane on multiple different places, including Instagram, Twitter, and all that stuff. By the way, I did search Canadian Game Devs on YouTube, and our channel comes up first. And then
now, how much of that is based on your algorithm or whatever?
Oh, very possible, all of it. Let me go into incognito. I was just going to joke because the second one is a CBC News article. Canadian video game creators face grueling crunch hours, and it shows someone at a desk with their baby like sleeping on their shoulder. I was like, oh crap.
Oh no. Oh man, that's rough.
Here, let me do incognito and see.
I think we'd be close. Like, there's no other channel really called
Yeah,
that.
it's the same.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and you can find the website, CanadianGameDevs.com. We're also on Twitter at Canada Game Devs, and on Instagram, Facebook at Canadian Game Devs. And all those links are at the top of our website, so social links there. You can find me on Twitter at Stephen Riley if you wish to see my speedruns getting banned from U.S. Army esports channels, or my thoughts on various goings-on that honestly probably should have stayed in the drafts. We'll be back next week with another episode talking about all the events or all the announcements from Ubisoft's live stream, as well as any other news this week. So yeah, I'm excited. That's it for this week. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.
Bye.